Hello, all you wonderful Kiss fans out there, and welcome to my media museum. My name is Will, and with thanks to our good friend Lance, we've got some of the Kiss remasters to look at today. I was most surprised when I got a hold of these that it's not just the music that had been remastered, the artwork had been as well. And you'll notice some considerable differences, especially in Hotter Than Hell. But starting off, here's the original CD release cover of the first Kiss, and you'll notice right off Ace's hair is cut off and Paul's real close to the side of his face there. So that's the big difference here, other than maybe some slight variance in coloring, is that they shrunk the image down to get the image a little bit better in view. And I like it considerably more than this one. This one's a little more zoomed up, but like I said, the remaster, different coloring as well. This is darker. The original was darker, and this one's got a little bit more of a hue to it. But opening up the booklet, this is where there's a big difference. I love the original booklet a lot better, much easier to read. When you open up the remaster, you'll see it's very dark, and that pink, it would be my best guess for the coloring there. Pink on black is really hard to read. So I was not impressed with this part of it, the interior part. But like I said, the front is considerably better. Now on the back, there's not a lot of difference here. We've got, it might be a little bit sharper image, a little bit clearer. There's the original, and there's the remaster. So there again, it's shrunk down a little bit. You can see that the K is a little farther back. So they've made the image a little bit, more complete. But you'll notice the banding on the original here, this banding has been reduced to just some swirls. So that's a little bit interesting, a little bit different. So moving on to the discs themselves, if you've seen the original Kiss CD collection videos that I put up on the channel, you'll notice this is what the originals look like. And here is the remaster, which is a lot nicer, really. It's got some coloring to it. I like both of them in ways. I like the Kiss logo in black on silver better, but this is a nice improvement. And then they've got a nice little write-up in the back. I'm not going to risk damaging my buddy's cases by popping this out, or trying to capture all of that text on screen so that you could read it. But if you were to go purchase these remasters, you do get a write-up on the back of each one of them telling you some Kiss history. So looking at the back of the CD cases, you'll notice this again has got more coloring on the original, and it's a lot easier to read. So this is a particular case, getting a little reflection of my blue shirt and me here, but the idea is just basically get the gist of it. And this is the remaster, which is more true to the original. But again, like I said, I don't care for that pink on black. That's just really a lot harder to read. I'm sure you would all agree. So that's the first ones, the first CD. So moving on to Hotter Than Hell, here's where we're going to see a ton of differences, okay? This is the original CD release cover, and look at this. This is the remaster. Right out the gate, you see it's much brighter, much darker coloring. The silver, whether or not the camera picks it up, the silvering is actually much more silver here. There, it's kind of more of a gray. It's not real shiny. Again, the image is zoomed up more on the original. The remaster has it, shrunken down a little bit more, so you can see the whole image a little bit better. By the way, in my previous Kiss videos, I questioned what that symbol there was. So there's another different release. It's got a much bigger image of it. But that symbol right there, I've been informed, is the Japanese symbol for the word Kiss. But I don't know. What's this up here? You know, this up here says Kiss, and it's got it underneath it. I would have assumed that that was the Japanese symbol for Kiss. So maybe that's spelling Kiss out, and maybe that's just a single symbol for Kiss. There again, if you know, please let me know in the comment section. We'd all love to know, I'm sure, exactly whether or not that symbol stands for the word Kiss, or what exactly it's saying. Again, I would assume that this is saying hotter than hell in Japanese up here, but who knows? And if you can see them, it's really small print, but they do have Peter, Criss, and then symbols there. Each members had their names, and then I believe it's repeated in Japanese. The inside of the remaster is much better than on the first remaster. It's not got that pink lettering. I mean, you can read this, you know. So, and again, the coloring on that mask is definitely brighter and more vivid than what you see on the original. That's the original CD, remaster, original. Yeah, and like I said, I was really surprised because when picking up a remaster, I wasn't necessarily expecting the artwork to be improved or changed, but it was. There again, I do still kind of like this a little bit better. I like the black on white. It's easier to read. You've got this, the symbol repeated again down here with some, I'm assuming this is the track list in Japanese. And then we've got some credits here from the original one. That don't necessarily exactly repeated on the remaster, and you didn't get that symbol or the Japanese version of the track listing down there on the bottom that we got from the original. But there again, I'm flipping it to the back here, and just look at the coloring. Look how much better the graphics have been done on the remaster. So this is a case where I do believe the remaster surpasses the original. So, looking at the discs themselves, we had that, you know, they're all black on silver for those original Kiss CDs releases, and the remaster has got, you know, a little bit more coloring, and at least it's not just a silver disc. Again, it's a smaller font, a little bit harder to read than the original, but it's a trade-off. This one you've got all the reflection, that one you don't have the reflection, but you got a smaller print. So I would have liked to have seen a bit of both. I would have liked a larger print on this. I think that would have been much better. But we all have opinions, and that's just mine. And here we go. The second one also has a write-up with some history about the band at the time and the album and its release. And like I said, if you really want to read those, you should probably just pick these remasters up. At one time, I recall seeing them at Walmart for $5 a piece. So they were rather affordable if you could still find them at Walmart. Now you'll notice the original CD release, it's got this kind of revised artwork theme where it's kind of plain. You know, going back to the first one, you'll notice it's very similar. And the remaster is, again, more of a true representation of the original album cover. It's got the tracks listed here, whereas on that inside flap, you didn't have the tracks listed there. So it's basically the same graphics that's on that inside booklet, but the track listing has been added. Alright, so moving on. That one is the most noticeable. Of the original 6 that I have here that I can film and share with you, that is the most noticeable. Not to say that they all don't have some about them. Dressed to Kill, which is my second favorite Kiss album of all time, by the way. You'll notice, see how dark it is, and you can't see very well, but that actually does say Kiss all the way around the edges. Cameras might not be picking it up real well, but on the remaster, they made sure that you could see that. You know, you can see that Kiss is repeated around the border of the picture. And also the picture is much brighter, much more lit up. I thought this was a scratch on it at first, but it's the lamp post in the background, and you'll notice on the original you could never see that. Now I didn't go back to pull out my original albums to see, you know, to compare to see how much more this image is showing or not showing, But I would suspect that these remasters are much more true to the original album covers, and we would have seen a lot better, clearer image on those album covers originally, like we do now in the remastered artworks. So, looking on the inside, we've got that white on black on the original, and on the remaster, they kept the white on black. Of course, they made a little bit smaller print. The credits are considerably longer, as you'll notice. But it's still basically the same information. And then we've got the linear notes, or information that they chose to share with us, which is, they dropped the compact disc stuff, which is absolutely fine. We didn't need that on the inside cover. And then the back cover is just like the front cover. They've lightened it up to where you can really see it better, in my opinion. I definitely like the remastered artwork better in that particular case. Now, looking at the CDs, we followed that same theme on the original, so it's with the shiny and the black, and the remaster is more, it's got white. You're not seeing the silver, so it's white on black. Again, an improvement in my opinion. And then there's your write-up on the third album in the history of the band at that time. I did originally think I was going to take these out and try and film them so you could read them, but I don't want to damage my friends' cases. And like I said, you can get these rather reasonably priced. If you're a big enough fan, you should be willing to spend the money and pick them up, and then you could read it. Here's the back cover, following that same theme as was with all the original CD releases. And this back cover of the remaster is much more true to the original album, the way it originally came out. So there you have the first three Kiss CDs, comparing the originals to the remasters. Hope you enjoyed that, and join us for the next three classic albums. And that was probably all I'm going to cover in the remasters. That's all that my buddy loaned me this time, and I'm not so sure if I feel the need to do the rest of them, but we might. We'll see when the time comes. Have a wonderful day. Hope to see you again.